also joined in by Harish right now. Let's also go across to Harish. Harish, we were earlier also talking about this entire case during the day. You mentioned how the identification of the assailants and the importance of establishing that identity is very crucial. Now that Shafique and Zakeer, these two accused, have been arrested and the identity is now being established, should we now expect the focus of the investigation to move over to the PFI link?
Well, the links will be probed, Ridhima, but before I come to that, there are some interesting details emerging from this CCTV footage that CNN News 18 has accessed. What is of interest for police from the CCTV footage? What we understand is in one of the footage you can see a bike-borne man. He's waiting here for 40 minutes. He's one of the assailants according to the police. Now they're after this guy. In this entire footage, if you look at it,
right,
at 8 p.m., 1 minute and 51 seconds, you have a bike-borne individual arriving near near Praveen's shop. That's a chicken stall that he was running. Around 8 minutes, 8 o'clock, 1 minute and 57 seconds, he's around 50 meters away from the shop. He's loitering there, and at around 8:30, he goes near Praveen's chicken stall, outside Praveen's chicken stall. That's what is clear from this footage. And the police believe that there are individuals running towards Praveen's stall that can be seen in this footage around 8 o'clock and 40 minutes. And they believe anywhere between 8:38 to 8:40 is when he's been attacked. That particular attack hasn't been caught on the CCTV. It's a different area that perhaps doesn't have a CCTV coverage. That's yet to become clear. But in the run-up to the attack at around 8:38 to 8:40 in the evening, those last 30 to 40 minutes has been captured in this CCTV, showing how they were waiting for a good 40 minutes on a bike. This is a Kerala registration bike. And then they arrive near his shop, and then they run towards his shop. All that has been caught in the CCTV.
All right, Harish, stay with us because I'm also joined in by our colleague Anand Narasimhan. Anand, if you could take us through those very crucial footage that has been accessed on the CCTV. I believe these are visuals which are the run-up to the murder. If you could take us through all the details.
Well, we've got 3 sets of visuals, ladies and gentlemen, and it's running in loop right now. But the timestamp is important. Now, at this point where we are showing you people running towards the incident is happening at the top of the screen. This is at 8 o'clock. And there is a bike-borne person who's waiting here at this point till the time. And that person is actually waiting. We've got 3 sets of visuals. We'll try and go to it one by one. This is treated and where the timestamps have been mixed. This is at 8:01 where there is this person who's standing here and waiting. Now, through from 8:01 to 8:20 and then 8:38, there is this person who's waiting and there is another person who joins him. They sit on the bike and then they go. And this is at 8:40 when the incident actually happens. So if you were to look at the timestamp and then break down the videos, what we see is that there are 2 people, and the bikes which are being seen in these CCTV videos, they have a Kerala registration. Now, the investigations and, of course, even the Home Minister and the Chief Minister believe that the assailants fled to Kerala. They came from Kerala and went back to Kerala after executing the murder. Now, what they are saying is that these were people who were waiting here. There was another person who comes in. That person sits on the bike, and that happens around 8:35, 8:38 on the CCTV camera. At 8:40, people are running towards the incident where the murder has been committed. And what we got to know is that Praveen shut down his shop and then he stepped out, and it was around 8:40 that this incident has happened. So moments before the murder, the assailants can be seen waiting here, scouting and messaging each other, and perhaps one is waiting for the other, and then they get on the bike, execute the murder, and after that they make their way. So this is the CCTV footage of the square or of that road right before Praveen's shop, and that Praveen's shop is at this white blur that you see here. Now, these timestamps, now our edit team have actually mixed the timestamps just to show you the entire sequence. But at 8:40, people are seen running towards the incident site. But as this loop opens up, at 8:01, you will see the fact that there is a bike-borne assailant or accused who's waiting here. Now, that becomes the important visual. This is the person. Now that becomes the important aspect, and that person is seen waiting from 8:01 till about 8:38. I'm going to hand it back into the studio because we're just going to shift the screens and show you that visual at 8:35 and 8:38 when this assailant is actually waiting here. Ridhima.
All right, so we just heard what Anand had to say. He's very well explained those set of visuals that have been exclusively accessed by CNN News 18 that, of course, begin with the run-up to the murder and moments after the murder as well, because as Anand was explaining, the CCTV has also captured footage at around 8:38 till 8:40 p.m. That is roughly when Praveen Nettaru was murdered. We also, as far as those visuals are concerned, we also have the footage of those bike-borne assailants caught on CCTV. And the interesting and most crucial aspect that has been pointed out by Anand is the fact that that bike on which those assailants were riding is of a Kerala number. And on that note, I'm quickly going back to Harish Upadhyay, who's been tracking this story as well. Harish, now is the time after this crucial piece of evidence which shows that bike with the Kerala number that, you know, now what should we expect in terms of investigation by the Kerala police is concerned, since now we have seen on CCTV footage that bike with the Kerala registration?
Well, that's one of the major leads that was being, in fact, followed by the police in Karnataka yesterday, and by the second half of the day, even Kerala police were on this job, and they were pursuing certain leads. One is that some of these people might be from Kasaragod. That's where two people have been picked up for questioning this morning. So they too are being questioned because this is a Kerala registration number. There's a history to this as well. Remember, in the same Bellare village, on the 19th, you had one Masood being killed. Right. He was from Kasaragod, but he was in Bellare at his grandparents' house. And that's one of the major leads that was followed by the police. And that's why they landed up in Kasaragod. In fact, just a few hours after that, that particular incident, the Dakshin Kannada police started putting up checkposts at the borders of Karnataka and Kerala, multiple border points, and started screening vehicles. In the meanwhile, two teams on the Karnataka-Kerala border, one heading and crossing over the border and heading to Kasaragod, and they were pursuing these leads, and that perhaps has turned into a concrete evidence now that two people have been arrested. More likely to happen is what we understand based on
Harish, stay with us because we have some more breaking inputs coming in. CNN News 18 has accessed the sequence of those events in connection to Praveen Nettaru's murder at around 8 p.m. If one were to see the CCTV footage, the bike of the suspected assailants reaches the spot, following which they wait around for 30 minutes before killing Praveen. Remember, he was killed around 8:40 p.m. The accused then run away on the bike. For more details, let's also go back to Anand. Anand, if you could take us through a minute-by-minute detail of that CCTV footage.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here, as Ridhima was reading the timeline, we showed you earlier a visual at 8:01 where you can see a bike at the corner of the road, and that person actually waited for about 40 minutes. That's what happened. Now, this is the third sequence that we've accessed. The whole drama happened between 8:37 and 8:40. At around 8:33, they actually go up to the shop, do a check, and then they come back. Now, this is the video, and I'm going to ask you to focus to the left of the screen. This is where the bike-borne assailant is. I'm going to play the video now. As I play the video, and this is interesting. Now, look at the timestamp. It's at 8:38. What happens at 8:38 as I play the video? Have a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play the video now. You see this bike-borne assailant? Now, let's pause this video. Here is the bike-borne assailant. So, you see him here. You see him very clearly here. This is the bike-borne assailant, and he is waiting here. This has a Kerala registration, and he's been waiting for a while. But now, earlier he was seen walking around. He's sitting on the bike. Now, see exactly what happens within a minute later. I'm going to play the video again and see. He's sitting. He's at the ready wearing a helmet. A car passes. He's still sitting. He's not moving. Now, what happens exactly at 8:39 is that this bike will start moving because there is somebody who's running towards him. There is one more person running towards him, and he's coming here, and he sits on the bike. He starts the bike. See, there are now two people on the bike. The bike is started. You see the timestamp at 8:39, the bike is starting from here. 8:39, the bike starts from here. There are two people on the bike and they are making their way to this very spot. Now, 8:39, they are making their way to this very spot. Let's pause it here. This is the spot. This is the spot where the entire incident happened. This is where Praveen's shop is. And that's where they are going. Now, let's watch the video again carefully at this point and try and understand what happens next. As at 8:39:53, it's all happened within that minute. Between 8:38 and 8:50, it's all happened. And there is a lot of commotion. The bike-borne assailants, the drama has happened. And then now you will see at 8:40, people are running towards the entire incident because something has happened here. This is the spot. This is the spot where the bike and people are, and that's why there is a flash of the light because it's a night camera. And in that camera, vehicles have suddenly started and there is commotion that started building here because this is where Praveen was murdered. So, and we play that video again, and then you would see slowly, again, keep your focus on this corner and here, where you will start seeing people running towards the entire incident. Now, let me pause this video here. The light is dimmed and look and see the commotion which is happening here because people have realized that something has happened. Now, this is timestamp at 8:40, 19 seconds here as the timestamp on the 26th of July. Let me just reverse this video and look at the timestamp at 8:39. 8:39, these bike-borne assailants are here. At 8:39, these bike-borne assailants are here. And at 8:39:11, the bike-borne assailants get on. One guy is sitting. There is another guy who joins him here. And then they start the bike. See, they start the bike and then they are going to this very spot because they have spotted Praveen there. They are going to this very spot at 8:39:27. They are at this area. At 8:39:28, 29, as the clock ticks, you can see the bike. You can see the bike. You can see the bike here. And after that, there is an incident that happens here. And then it's a matter of those 30 seconds to 1 minute where they have committed the crime and then they have vamoosed. They have made their way away. So for about 40 minutes, the
cut
recce
across
happened.
to a live press conference.